Good afternoon, everybody. Happy July 24th. Haven't done a video in a long time. It's been a crazy busy summer, and I kind of look like crap right now because I didn't sleep very well last night. I haven't been feeling good, a little burnt out, but that's okay. Yeah, no videos because work. My two careers have been busy, and solar work's been just crazy this year. But anyway, I figured I've probably gone long enough without an update, so I'll just get into a couple things. First thing is, not going to be anything new now, but that Yamaha has basically pulled out of the sled industry, which sucks, but kind of saw that coming from, from a long way away. It's just, yeah, anybody who's into sleds, who's been watching the industry, has kind of figured that they weren't serious. They haven't been serious for probably a good 7-8 plus years now. There was some talk that they were working on like their own bespoke chassis and trying to get into the game again, but there was only talk of it from one interview. I think Super Tracks did a couple of years ago, and haven't heard anything since. And the fact that a few years ago when they came out with a Mountain Max 2-strokes, and the fact that they were basically Arctic Cat sleds with just Yamaha stickers on them, pretty much sealed the deal for me that I didn't think that they were going to do anything more, and it was just a matter of time. I figured until the engine agreement, I thought they would hold out till the engine agreement ran out. And that's what you would have seen Yamaha pull out. So it sucks that happened because, we're in a capitalist economy, and for capitalism to work correctly, there needs to be competition, and which pushes, innovation higher and prices down. And I don't want to get into anything political or economic and kind of bore everybody with that. But yeah, there's a lot more. I won't say much more about it. There's a lot more in-depth interviews. Super Tracks, I think the Lester brothers have done a pretty good kind of sit down and chat type interview about Yamaha and them leaving and the reminiscing and the impact on the industry and what the future of the industry will look like. I'm kind of hoping, it's hard because I don't know if the gains in the last few years are sustainable in the industry. There's been a lot more sled sales and a lot more recreational vehicle, or power sports, I should say, vehicle sales. Well, even RVs too have been selling. But I don't know if that's just a blip because of the pandemic and other things. But hard to say. I'm not an analyst, and I don't have access to all the stats, and yeah, I don't really have a in-depth mind for doing crazy analysis like that. But I'm kind of hoping, maybe a long shot, that somebody on another manufacturer comes in and maybe tries to break into the market a little bit. Maybe if Lynx, maybe this is a good opportunity for Lynx to kind of come in and pepper more models here. Although Lynx is so closely tied to BRP, but hey, whatever, it's better than nothing. So anyway, that's all I'll say about that. And I guess, yeah, moving on. So the next topic is just my own sled. And in the last video I put out, I think we were talking about what modifications I'd be doing to the engine and all that kind of stuff. And so those plans have changed slightly, not a lot, but definitely slightly. And what's going to happen, or what I've done, is instead of going the RK Tech route, just the exchange rates and the shipping and all that stuff is just really takes a big bite out of the actual budget. So just to not deal with all those logistics, I made a few calls to people in Canada. So I called Bondi and Ian Tomasi and what else? There's a couple other companies anyway. But I ended up talking to Dwayne Lenenko at Powder Freaks, and had a really nice conversation with him, and I think we see eye to eye on a lot of the methodologies of tuning specifically the 800 E-Tech motor. And rather than just like boring it out and throwing compression at it and stuff like that, I like that he does kind of approach it in a similar vein to RK Tech. That Kelsey and them, the way they approach building power is like, let's build efficiency first, and then, then let's add the fuel, add more air, bore it out, whatever. So that's the way Dwayne approaches doing his engine. So what I end up doing is getting the 862 big bore kit, and it has of course the new pistons in it, and it has the Powder Freaks head with the I call it shatter cone milling in the combustion chamber, or the sing lines they call them if you Google that. But it's just a patterned shatter cone around the combustion chamber that kind of apexes out from the spark plug and from the injector, and it in testing shows a lot better combustion efficiency and more thorough and more uniform combustion. So that is going to be installed, as well as the cylinders are going to be bored out and ported and replated. And there's an auxiliary fuel controller going on from SPI that will have essentially it retrofits boost injectors to the 800 E-Tech, and the stock fueling system stays the same. There's no alterations at all of it, even of the programming. The booster injectors and the auxiliary fuel controller will actually pull fuel from the fuel rail and inject it independently into the throttle bodies, which will do a couple of good things. It'll add fuel. It won't overtax the E-Tech injectors. And another benefit of it is that you're going to have some fuel washing through the reeds, which should improve the life of the reeds, because you have liquid cushioning, or vapor, I should say, cushioning the reed valves. Another thing it will do is it'll help the oil migrate a little bit better into the bottom bearings, and it will also have a cooling effect on the bottom end, which is something that the E-Tech 800 can benefit from. So there's a lot of longevity and reliability benefits from it, and as well as adding the fuel. The other thing it comes with is the Powder Freaks thermostat housing and thermostat. So it does what other thermostat mods do, which is there's a thermostat in there that opens at a colder temperature, basically to stop the motor from heat soaking and stop the motor from pulling timing. So that's going to happen. I was also thinking about putting a belt drive on. I'm kind of not sure about that quite yet. I've got the trigger ready to pull on it, and I could still do it, but it's not necessarily needed. It's just sort of cool to have, but you never know. I might do it. We'll see. So I haven't taken my motor apart yet. I'm doing that this fall. I just do not have time right now. It'll probably be done sometime in October. And Dwayne is all kind of ready to go with my stuff. As soon as I send my cylinders to him, he's going to do them up and send them back, and then I'll put that all in. That's basically about it. We're going to be running the exit shocks again this year, and if they perform well, or if I drive even harder this year, I might see if Ian will buy them back at, of course, a reduced, a used price, refurb them and resell them, and then I would maybe move to some Elka Stage 5s or something, just for the heck of it. It's the one last thing to deck out on this machine, because pretty much everything else has been done. And I still love that sled. I'm not going to get rid of it. It's just an awesome sled. And and then I'm just going to ride this winter. I'm looking very forward to getting back out there and riding. But If anybody has any questions about the kit, I'll be doing more videos this winter while the kit's in use, and be telling you the good, bad, and ugly about running it, and hopefully it'll be reliable. And yeah, so that's about it for now. Hope everybody's having a great summer, and yeah, we'll probably come at you again in the fall. All right, take care.